Recently on my podcast, one of my premium members asked me what the most impactful book that I ever read was, and it made me think and remember a book that I read that really changed my life, and this was years ago, and it's called Good to Great by Jim Collins. I credit this book largely to a lot of the things that we got going in MC companies. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down 7 lessons that I got from this particular book, Good to Great. And I hope you like these because it made a massive difference in my life. To start, Jim Collins followed an in-depth study and he tracked the performance of Fortune 500 companies over a 30-year period. The book recorded that good to great companies had an average of 15 good years followed by 15 great years. During the latter years, the market valuations on these companies leapfrogged over their industries by at least 3 times. So I, of course, wanted to know exactly why. So as you guys know, I invest in real estate, and raising money and buying real estate is not that difficult. But having it perform and creating a culture and having the leadership team and developing a leadership team and managing a leadership team and growing that business is equally as hard as finding real estate. If you want the whole package, you're going to have to develop leadership skills yourself, and then you're going to have to teach them to your executive team. That's how you have long-lasting companies. Lesson number 1, level 5 leaders. Good to great companies are led by highly driven level 5 leaders. These are leaders who have a mix of personal humility and professional will. They are focused on producing sustained results, and they are more of a plow horse than a show horse. So a friend of mine who started Cold Stone Creamery used to give out the book Good to Great to all his franchisees. And annually he did a conference, and he had Jim Collins come one year and speak. And at the beginning of the conference, Jim Collins asked the question, how many of you in the audience think you are level 5 leaders? And about 30% of the people raised their hands. And what he said was, level 5 leaders would never raise their hands. So that has to do with humility. Lesson number 2, first who, then what. Good to great companies begin their transformation by getting the right people on the bus and the wrong people off the bus before figuring out what strategies to employ. Once you get the right people on the bus, then it's your job to put them in the right seats. So one of the things that we do at MC Companies is we look for people with really good attitudes, as an example, over experience. We like experience, but if somebody comes in with a really good attitude, then they're always saying, okay, I'm done with this project, what can I do next? Because they want to learn. Sometimes people with lots of experience just do their jobs and leave at 5 o'clock. While that's okay, we want people with really good attitudes that want to learn a lot. So we get them in the company and we figure out what's the best fit for them, and then we put them in the right seat. Number 3, confront brutal facts, but never lose faith. Good to great companies confront brutal facts and they never lose faith in what they do. They have cultures where people have the opportunities to be heard and where truth is ultimately heard. So each and every week we hold a meeting called an L10 meeting, and it's part of a bigger meeting which is called EOS, or Entrepreneur Operating System. And in those meetings there's lots of quarterly goals, weekly goals, annual goals, 3-year goals, 5-year goals, and 10-year goals for our company. So everyone, including me, is held accountable for the overall vision and strategy of the company. Everyone gets a voice and everyone is heard. The best thing about those meetings is that my partner and I aren't creating strategies for the company and pushing them down through the organization and hoping that everybody does them. The meetings allow everyone on the executive leadership team to have buy-in and say on the overall vision of the company, and then from there it's pushed down through the company. It's very important that everyone has a voice and everyone is heard in an organization to create an amazing culture. Number 4, the hedgehog concept. Now, the hedgehog is an animal, but good to great companies adopt the hedgehog concept. In other words, they are focused on being the best at only a few things at a time. This is very important because life comes at you fast, and business comes at you fast, and opportunities are everywhere. And it's very easy, and I'm guilty of this myself, to go down a rabbit hole and explore something somewhere else. And for MC companies, we have very clear goals on the number of units that we want to have within a period of time, and where we want to be as positioned as a management company and an investment company as compared with all the rest of the companies in the entire country. The employees know this, the executive team knows this, and the partnership knows this, and that's called a hedgehog concept. We know exactly what it is we want to do, and we want to be the best at it in the world. Number 5, culture of discipline. Good to great companies closely follow a strong culture of discipline. This system involves getting people to adhere to a consistent system, yet have freedom and responsibility within that framework. The best thing that we do is set quarterly goals and annual goals by department and for the company. And then each and every week in our L10 meetings, which I explained earlier, those topics are addressed. People are either on task or off task. That's it, no discussion. These things are decided early on. The quarterly goals and the annual goals are decided quarterly on, and you're either on track or off track. That's it. So we run those meetings with high discipline, and if somebody or a department or a company goal is off track, then those issues are elevated, and we discuss and solve those issues right then with the whole leadership team. Number 6, technology as an accelerator. Good to great companies use technology as an accelerator, not a creator of momentum. They do not chase after fads and shiny bright objects, yet they become pioneers of carefully selected technologies. So as you guys know, technology is flying at us at a rapid pace. There's apps, there's softwares, there's lead generators, there's sales products, there's chat bots, there's all kinds of things that you can do right now, and you can do it through a knee-jerk reaction, and you can throw things into a company. This can be very disruptive. Technology needs to be really thought through before it's adopted, and it needs to be pushed down through the leadership team, all the way down into the departments and all the way down to the employee level, so that everybody agrees that it makes their life easier, it makes their job easier, and it makes the overall company much, much more efficient. So be very careful about adopting new technologies all the time. Number 7, the flywheel concept. This is one of my favorites. Great companies build momentum through continued improvement and delivery of results. So if you can imagine a flywheel, how big it is, and it's on a pole, and when you push that flywheel like this, it moves very slow at first, and then all of a sudden the momentum gets that thing going, and now the company has momentum. That's what a flywheel effect is. The idea here is to gather momentum in the organization such that the success builds upon success. Once positive results are visible, they can be used to energize the team to continue on their good work. Momentum is an invisible force. Momentum is the company moving forward without a lot of movement. It's moving on its own, and things are happening. And it's your job as a leader to make sure that that momentum continues and even accelerates so that it's really fun and the culture is there and you're hitting your goals. By emphasizing the hiring of good people, building of robust cultures, and implementation of disciplined systems, this provides a great roadmap for companies willing to bite the bullet and do what it takes to succeed over the long term, just like the companies in the book, Good to Great. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this, please hit subscribe and the like button, and you'll get more and more videos from me.